Just absolutely damn ridiculous. Whew. Well, we are here. And a happy Monday to you, to you. So, please do me that solid, for those of y'all tuning in. Share the live out, please. Do me that favor. Share this live. We got to get it going. I know we've been behind a little bit here.
Comment action. Start comment.
Yeah, but we are in. We're in now. We're in here now. We got a few things going on. We're getting some new updates on some new things that'll be taking place this week. So, hope you guys are ready for that. Motivation Monday, though. We motivated, man. I just got off of a live broadcast that was going on with Gooch. Shout out to Mr. Brock for tapping me in with that. Intel agent, what's good, my guy? Long time no hear, bro. How you been? But yeah, man, like, I got that going on. We got that so most impressive interview coming up later on tomorrow with the one and only co-host of the show, who is the other co-host sitting in the room with us right now. Shout out to Intel Agent and their show on Vibe Stream Network on Twitch, The Vibe Check. Go check it out if you haven't already. Thursday nights at 11:30 Eastern, 10:30 Central. Check them out. But yes, we will have my brother Intel's co-host tomorrow checking in for his interview tomorrow. Man, that's going to be amazing. Hope you guys tune in to that. Hell, we almost had an emergency unannounced interview come in today, but I told him to hold off because I wanted to get this preparation for it right. So that has been scheduled for the Thursday episode. So you guys will have 2 interviews going on this week. All right. And what interviews they will be, I appreciate everybody for being in participation of this and joining in. If you are an artist out there that would like to bring in your story and tell us how it all became possible for you to be known in the streets as an artist, tap in with me. Drop me a DM. We do scheduled interviews. My open days for these interviews are Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, all during our 7 p.m. hourly show. You know what I'm saying? So, you guys tune in with me.
Set up that likes your post on her timeline. Happy belated birthday to you.
And we'll see what we can do from there. Con Artist, what's good, bro? Man, I wish you would have told me that you was fucking with the boy, man. That's a story we're going to have to talk about later, though, on a later date. For sure, though. But yeah, man, that's a fact. We gotta do that. Gotta do that. For sure, man. That's gonna be a beautiful thing. Like I said, I'm excited, man. This is a whole week of things going on. Tomorrow is looking real good as far as the weather is concerned. We gonna get a good day, so I can get a full weekend this month or this week, so I can receive a decent paycheck next week. You know what I'm saying? When it come through, that'll be dope. That way it'll be one going out. You know what I mean? And I can really make some things happen with that. There's always room for more new things to come in, so hopefully I'll be able to pull in information about what's my next steps, who can direct me and, you know, into finding my next line of employment. So from that to working out different aspects of things right now, I'm working on getting enrollments for different placements situated, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll be changing the interior scenery of my show, where it'll be filmed in a different location. Not giving you the time and day because I'm not aware of that yet, so we'll figure it out as we go along. But you know what it is. I'm just motivated to keep doing big things, keep moving forward, keep progressing to do the great things that any red-blooded American would do. You know, keeping it real. What's good, Sheila? How you doing today? This evening, we're just chopping it up with my folks. We're tapping in with you, asking that good old question: what's motivating you this week? Because, as I was saying earlier, I am motivated by doing just what I'm doing right here with this show, getting everybody together and bringing up that good old-fashioned hold up. This is the only thing different here is the technology scene, but we still keeping it back in the 80s, 70s, and 60s clean. You know what I'm saying? So, but for me personally, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, we got to be in a space like this at sometime in life, you know what I'm saying, like a Zen space, because we got so many things going on, and I ain't gonna say that the PZ Show is your place of Zen, but hell, I can give you enough of something to hold on to get you through these days, these moments in time, these situations that we deal with daily that seem to not go away. And, you know, we just wish that we had somebody to relate to us, because I'm here with you, you know. We break into these conversations all the time. You know, Mondays and Tuesdays are very much primed for having discussions on many different things.
An admin approved your post in Newborn Soldiers.
And being able to, you know, just bring
Facebook,
that out.
An admin approved your post in Newborn Soldiers.
You know, because
more. Yes. An admin approved your
it's
post in
not
Newborn
always
Soldiers.
something that, you know, people feel like they can talk about. You know what I mean?
Add a comment. Edit.
I'm one of those people that I just want to talk about these things because I feel like we should talk more often. You know, knowing that we live in a world now where information is capital, and these are the deciding factors on whether you are successful or a failure in life. It is absolutely crucial in this day and age that we find ways to saturate ourselves with information of, you know what I mean, of a substantive kind. You know, and myself personally, I yearn for, you know, a conversation with someone that helps to illuminate a person who may not know things. You know what I'm saying? I'm always willing to be a listener, a learning student, you know what I mean, rather than feeling like I have to be a teacher. So myself personally, I love when you guys come into the show and give me your point of views, because this always expands the knowledge base a lot better, and it helps people to understand that this show is a show that I wanted to develop where us adults can join in and have a place where we can just talk about things, get things out there in the open. Maybe there's something that you've heard about or seen out there that's going on in your neck of the woods that you don't think people have highlighted in your area, and you want to expand the message. I'm here for that. You know, we, along with the artistry that we produce on our New Wave Music Wednesday episodes, we also like to enlighten minds to the information coming from these artists, you know, what their music projects out here to the world, and what we should take interest in as creators out here, you know what I'm saying? And just the overall view of, you know what I mean, what people should see when it comes to how we view these artists, these, you know, people of a high stature, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us, you know, when we see, you know, the artists that we see out here in the mainstream, we see them as representatives of a major thing or something big, you know what I'm saying? And these are just people. You know, these are really just people. They have their own views and opinions, much like everybody else. And the only difference is that theirs are more heightened. Theirs are more emphasized due to the massive amount of, notoriety they receive off of their creative efforts. So it is in a way different, but I myself want to change that narrative by allowing this platform that we do here on the Peasy Show to illuminate not just those artists, those mainstream artists and celebrities out there, but those people that you might not have seen, you might not have noticed, and there may be sitting, they may be sitting as closely as your neighbor or your, friend down the street that you often see walking with his headphones on and his head down while he's walking through life, seemingly ominous to everything, Man, because I feel like as a person in that position, an artist in that position, it's only right that you get the story. You get the full story of these people, these artists, so that we understand the value and better value their what they represent in the music. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful and humbled to be given the opportunity to be tasked at giving these great MCs, a platform to produce that interview or get that coverage from. Because, man, if this ain't something that I honestly would have never considered being a situation of my own where I would be headlining it, you know what I mean? So it's a different feel when you're sitting on the other side of the table rather than the person being interviewed and asked. So I myself, you know what I'm saying? Like I love being that person, you know what I'm saying? I love being there because it really helps me to see an artist for who they are and what they may mean to someone who's viewing them from the outside. Because myself, any of these artists that have come to my show and been interviewed, with the exception of one interview that we received in the early months of our start, we do not take away from the artist's mind state and their general overall, demographic of how they view their situations in life. You know what I'm saying? Because as a person who is not only a, artist himself, I am also a adamant listener of these artists. So, when we do interviews with people like that dude Toph or Marley and Mr. Brock, all of these different creative minds, we get a whole new diagram of these different individuals. And it's a beautiful thing because to hear their stories and then put it all together with their unique sounds and the music, it's a interesting backstory that leads to the overall experience that you really want to capture when you're listening to these artists every time. I myself have a different, it's kind of a more intimate view of how I view music. So I guess for me, it's the energy of it, the emotion behind it. How does this song capture my thoughts, or what does this song say to me that it doesn't put into plain English? And you know what I'm saying? You have to decode. I love those kinds of songs because, metaphorically speaking, I'm an artist myself, so I love to hear the different tactical skills used in executing these songs and the way they drive their point home. You know what I mean? Or as my man Fat Man Scoop would say, how they land the plane. You know, it's good to take off. You know, take off is probably the easiest thing, they say. It's how you land the plane, you know. Is it going to be a smooth landing? Is it going to be rough, you know? And I love that each of these artists that we've, you know, had the opportunity of covering on the show to this year, their stories aren't done. I mean, any artist that we've done an interview on, from as early as my interview with King Kello back in 2021, to just the various artists and different entertainers we've had viewed or come to the show that we've gotten a chance to talk to, and you know, just get at least one, you know, diagram of their life and aspects to whether they jumped in on a specific topic or anything. And I noticed a lot of that when I was going through my files, my videos, my live streams over the weekend. Something that I had a problem with at first. I realized that Instagram was going through maintenance issues, and they decided after they finished their construction that they were going to allot me the opportunity to revisit my live streams. And at first I was like, oh, I was grateful for it because I didn't realize that this was giving me the opportunity until I realized just how complex, just how complex their system is like that. And it is complex, people. For a person who can't see, that is by far the most baffling thing. How is it that every time you scroll down, like if you scroll on your series of videos, like for the example, if you wanted to go back to my very first live stream for the Peasy Show, and I've done that. I actually was able to pull it back, and I did that. But after the viewing, for example, let's say you're done viewing that video and you want to move to the next video that came up. Well, you would have to scroll back, all the way back to that next video that shows up after. So that to me is very, very, very baffling and structurally frustrating. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely am not a fan of it at this point. Just expressing a little fluster at this point from it, but I don't know about that. You know what I mean? Mostly just me saying this is crazy. Joe, what's good, brother? Oh man, so you know what it is, man. It's just another day on the map. Giving everybody a rundown of things that are coming up this week. We got a no interview joining us. DZ Marquise will be over here tomorrow night for the Talk About It Tuesday segment of our interviews. And then later on this week on Thursday, for our Thursday Talk Back Thursday episode, we will definitely be doing a whole new interview where it's going to be something else, man. It's going to be something else. I don't even want to tell you exactly who. It's somebody that people, it may be one or two of you in here that know, but others that I'm sure don't. So it's going to be dope. And the brother said he's going to bring some friends along with him. So it's going to be a full interview lodged with guest appearances, cameos, and all of that good stuff. So hope y'all stay tuned to the Peasy Show this week because we got a lot of stuff lined up. And because you can't forget the midweek special, New Wave Music Wednesday. We do that every week. Submit your music, mrjguns@gmail.com. We need that. You know, I haven't even started looking for music today at all. So it's been a busy day for me, especially today, just getting some stuff knocked out and dealing with everything that's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get everything pushed into a more organized setting. Bear with me in a second here. I'm trying to find my damn remote. For some reason, it's sitting in my pocket. Thank you. Yeah, it's just it's crazy. But with that being said, I got my notification just now for 4:20 over on the West Coast. So we're gonna take this nice little smoke break. Shout out to your homie Hennessy Kush on this one. Hey. Hey now, we got a little something coming through here with a request to go chill. Mr. DJ SKN checking in on the check-in. What is good, brother?
Yeah.
What is good, brother?
My motherfucking dog. Peasy.
Appreciate you, bro. What's good with you, man? How you been?
Hey, yo, let my dog come in, dog.
Oh, who we got in? Who else we got coming through?
Con. That's my motherfucking. And then I might have Relia coming in too right now. So you know what I mean. We about to have a good show, fool. For real.
All right. Let me see that.
You know.
I was gonna say, let me see that. I see the brother in the comments. What up, con artist? I see you, King. Come through.
Nope.
Drop your request, bro.
Yeah. So Relia too, dog. Relia
man.
too.
I'm waiting to see her name pop up. I ain't see her popping. She usually
She's
jump
right
in
here,
and spin
dog. That's hey, bro. You already know. You know.
Here they go. I was like, wait a minute.
Hey, invite Relia. Invite her.
I got you. Bam and bam. Done and done. Let me see. Make sure I got everybody. You.
Yeah.
What's up, people? What's going on?
No, that's right. Pulling in everybody this evening. We got a full, full panel this evening. What is good, y'all? What is the business? Happy Monday, everybody. Hope y'all enjoying this wonderful start of warm day. It was kind of warm out today, wasn't it?
Man, it's hot.
It's actually nice out here in Connecticut. It's pretty good. 55 degrees.
Yeah, you
Still
got a
cold
55 out there. I was gonna say you got a 55. Hell, we had a 51.
Best score! Best score! Shout out to the UK.
Scott in the building. Shout out to the homie in the UK.
Dog right there. Basco's my dog, homie. You know?
Yeah.
I love that motherfucker, homie.
Hell yeah.
We got a full card right here.
Really?
We got the ace of spades.
I want to say one thing right now. I want to say one thing right now, really.
What's that?
You're the queen.
Brother?
You fucking put us on, dog. You know what I mean? You made us pop, dog. You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for you, this squad wouldn't be where it's at right now, dog. You know what I'm saying? And with your presence and with your personality and everything that you've done for the podcast, man, you know what I mean? Everyone loves you. You know what I'm saying? But I want to say this one time. I love you for letting us be on your podcast.
Oh, man. I would have been nothing without you and Easy Folks on that podcast. The Lit Squad podcast he's talking about is on every platform now. You guys have got over 70 or 80 episodes with amazing underground people that we work with. And definitely, we're going to be revamping it probably in the middle of the year. We all had some hiccups this year, stopped the show for a little bit, but the episodes are still out there. We're still getting sponsorship for the show. Definitely want to bring Peasy into this. When we go to revamp, I have spoken to him about it. I was thinking about him as another anchor inside of our show. I think that we're going to probably go visual this year, hopefully. It's a lot of new things that's going to be happening. You know, a lot of beautiful things. And I appreciate, let me tell you, DJ SPN made that show with his segments in the show. He made that show. So did Easy Folks. Like all three of us with the karma that we had all together. It just made everybody feel at home, and that's definitely one of our babies that we created. We held it down for 2 years strong, 2 years strong. We did that show, and then we had to, life happens, and we had to sit it down for a minute. We're going all crazy trying to settle ourselves in, but we're gonna come back. It's gonna be hard.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
We didn't have.
love you, bro.
You know what? We sat down for a minute for everyone to catch up, dog.
For real.
We let
We were
everyone try to
hitting
catch up,
episodes.
dog. Because you know what? We're about to blow this shit out the water. You already know, really.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now we're gonna revamp, and we're gonna bring some major players back into the game with us when we revamp.
Hey, look, Lit Squad had to take a break to let everyone catch up. Because when they catch up, we're about to blow this shit out the water, dog. We're about to show them how it's really done, dog. Huh?
So good night to everybody that's out there. Thank you for coming on to this show with Peasy. Because I'm gonna get ready to get out of here in a minute. But me, I'm Relia, and that's SKN right there, and Peasy up there. This is his show. We're all three anchors of different shows. We're all three professional underground musicians and producers. This is what we do. This is our life. This is something that has become a very big part of our lives. And if you want to get on Lit Squad, if you want to get on Peasy's show, you can reach out to him. You can reach out to me. SKN's got Strictly for the Music as well. That's a very big podcast as well. You can go ahead and check him out and reach out to him as well. Hey, how you doing? That's for you.
I thought I had him already, but my bad, Con Artist. I seen you in there, bro. Boscat, I'm coming back at you later, bro. That's my fault. That's my fault on the end cap. I got to get you. I had to get my man Carter in here first because I know he was.
Okay, hey, Carter, what do you do?
I make music.
You're a musician?
Yes.
What's your musician name?
Con Artist.
Yeah.
Con Artist? Is that who you are? You get the fuck out of here. I know you.
No. Hey, bro.
Get the fuck out of here. Yo, thank you for all the love, yo.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yo, you've been giving me love since day one. Your music is dope, yo. I really, really appreciate you. I never seen you before, though. That's why I was like, who the fuck?
No.
Well, I mean, this is also the first time he's been on the PZ show as a guest as well. So, I mean, I appreciate you, bro, from the time being in the comments and respecting the values of the show and everything. And then joining us today on the live stream and kind of just, busting a little bit out there. I appreciate that, bro. That's a beautiful vibe right here.
This is some big players here. This is some big players he got up on the show tonight, though.
For sure.
We all crazy as fuck, all of us.
Bad shit.
Hey, I freestyle with Peasy. Peasy be breaking it down for real. We going crazy. SKN be having these crazy beats too. You gotta throw me some more because y'all gotta check out his beats. On the low, he does a lot of journalistic shit, but he be having crazy beats. They're actually really good. And Con Artist, the way he be flipping his flows, that shit is crazy. I haven't been on the lab in a little while because I'm transitioning from Florida to Connecticut and stuff and trying to get my studio together again. But man, you guys, I'm glad to be here with you tonight.
I'm glad you joined us tonight too, because I mean, at the same time, I've been wondering what was up with you anyway. I hadn't talked to you in a while, so
yeah, these two up here, they're my road dogs, yo. I talk to them all the time. We are on the camera, off the camera, whichever way. And you definitely, you have always been a great fucking supporter to me. I swear to God. I always wonder what the hell you look like. I said, man, this guy, he's fucking awesome. Sometimes I feel like shit and I don't want to record no more. And then he'll just drop a comment like, this shit was fire. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it just for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That means a lot.
Hey, it really does. You just don't know. And I say this all the time. You never know how your comment, your like, or you're just sharing somebody's content values that person, you know what I'm saying? And how much they respect that value, you know what I'm saying? Because it's one thing for you to be like, yeah, I support you. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I have had people so far in my life that just in the last 3 years of, from during the pandemic, have connected with people that are like long-standing supporters of everything I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? It's just like there's nothing I could put up that they won't support or show out, you know what I mean, and give it out to people to let them know what it is. So I value their support of it all at the same time, and it goes back, you know what I'm saying, because I do the same thing. When I go out and I show love to people, I task people with, you know what I'm saying, coming through and supporting the show by adding value to it with your commentary and shit. I love
Exactly,
talking.
dog. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say one thing though.
Right.
Selected. Off. Show commented broadcast.
These two right here,
Status
man.
1 of 5. 5
Yeah.
items.
They always, man, show love, dog. Like, if we don't talk for a while and we talk again, it's like we never even fucking been apart. You know?
Hell yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's
and
how
I
it's
feel that way,
exactly.
dog. You know what I mean? Because the woman right here at the left bottom corner, my left bottom corner, that woman, man, I promise you, man, she motivated me, dog. And I told her off fucking air that the reason why I even got a job and everything, dog, and I don't even want to put anyone on blast. I'm not gonna say no names, but she fucking made me feel bad when, you know what I mean, she didn't have a man to, like, you know what I mean, really fucking motivate her and have that money coming in. And it made me feel bad because I'm knowing I ain't got a fucking job. You know what I mean? I ain't got a fucking job. So you know what? Guess what I did, dog? I got up on my fucking ass, dog, and I fucking hustled and got me a job. And I've been with my job for the fucking almost 2 years in July. So, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just music, dog.
You got jobs, you got everything.
It was her words that fucking indented my fucking soul, dog. Like, you know what? Fuck you. I gotta go get that shit. I gotta get my money. You know what I'm saying? And no one knows this shit, dog. No one knows this shit, but I'm saying it right now. It was her, dog, that really fucking made me get up and go get my own money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm grateful to God that God gave me the energy and the spirit to move your life, to move it to a new higher, a better place. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the only reason
really,
why I'm involved with the community that we have online, and the music and everything is all to move people with my movement of my spirit and everything that I've been through in my life. That means more than money to me to hear that I was able to do that for you, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for real.
Yeah. Straight up.
For real.
You can't take that away. You can't. That's something you can never
I do that
lose.
for anybody. I do that for anybody. Anybody going through anything, they could hit me in my DM. They could talk to me. I'm very confidential and private. I pray with people. I get people going with resources. I've done vocal coaching for people. I've helped people write lyrics. I've helped people get onto mainstream and become certified musicians online. It's just, I don't even ask for money for it because I feel like it's just another, dollar in the bank account in heaven when you help other people, because that way it'll help me to get to where I need to go. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, if that person gets more exposure than me, then guess what? They end up pulling me for a show. They end up putting me up on exposure as well.
That's
So
exactly how that works. That's how that works.
It's all about the love.
It's all about the love at the end of it all, because what is all of that if you didn't have, love in your heart to do that for someone? You see what I'm saying? It's the fact of, selfless thoughts that come to this situation, because at the end of the day, it's something that we lack as humanity as of now. We live in a world now where everybody hates people. Right? They hate each other. You know what I'm saying? So when we come together and we're able to shoulder each other's burdens in a sense of, camaraderie, or in a sense of just having someone to talk to and ventilate, you know what I mean? These things are vital situations because we don't understand the dynamic of the gravities that go on in others' lives until they open up and say these things. And it's easier when you have somebody that you can confine in, you know what I'm saying? And it's not just somebody that's off the, they have to be, pressed to say these or to take this information off the record. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people in the world today that just really need to see the value of what real humanity is in the world today. And as artists, I feel like it is our mission to get that word out there. There are people out here that value humanity. There are people out here that care about the value of life and how they see others and how others should see the world for that aspect. But we have to, show more light to them, because we get drowned at some point by all of this negative that's being lifted by the people in the higher atmospheres that are paying all the big dollars to these songs and supporting this stuff. See what I'm saying? Because whenever you hear artists, like what the artists you hear here, all of us have a story that we tell you in our music. We have a message that we're projecting of positivity, encouragement, you know what I mean, endurance, all of these different target ideals to show you that it's not just about, you know, jewelry, chains and robberies and murder and shit. It's real life situations that go on in people's lives, and we understand the aspects of living a real life. We just are the people that find a way to articulate our problems through music.
Exactly. To me, it's all about not suppressing those PTSD and panic attack cause issues. With me, I've been through a lot of things in my life, a lot of very hard things that's not normal to other people. I've been through years of therapy for it. But as I went into music, I used to do music years ago. I went in about 2.5 years ago, and I started seeing all these people hurting, trying to be vocal with their emotions. And when anybody hit me in the DM, I've always been open to speak on whatever it is. My songs are my life. I literally freelance freestyle majority of them, whether it's whatever genre or micro genre, whatever you say. Everything is more, I base it on a situation I'm going through or something that's in my head that is repeating and it's bothering me, you know, because I feel that we should always take every situation we're going through, put it into instrumental and be able to release it to the world so that way it doesn't stay within us, you know. And every time that you deal with these people, like there's a lot of people that's cocky and they think, oh, I got some numbers on me, so I don't need to deal with nobody. You know what? You could push them to the side and look for the real people. There's a lot of great musicians and producers that I've worked with that I'm grateful for them to pick me up when I was getting ready to stop, or when I hated a song and they're like, publish it anyway. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like we should be building a pyramid within the humble artists and producers to be able to help each other to grow, because, you know, I wouldn't have been able to make it. I'm intercontinental. Like every continent I have music in right now.
Yep.
You know, I ended up with 5 albums and I'm on all mainstream. And all of that was just from people being helpful to me. People actually being human, you know, reaching out to a blue check and saying, how did you do that? You know, or how do I get on this? And they were able to take their time to let me know. You know, you always want to do that. You want to reach out and don't feel ashamed or of anything. You know, always don't judge yourself either when you're recording. That's one thing I can't stress. Don't judge yourself when you're recording. Just be yourself and just do it. Like I did everything like if nobody was ever going to hear me. And then when they started liking me and people started saying you're everywhere, I was like, what? You know, I couldn't believe it. But I never really expected that. I didn't watch numbers. I wasn't looking at algorithm as much, and I barely even promoted. And I'm at 106,000 plays right now.
To be honest with you, at this point in life, that's really the way you should approach music. Music should never be approached as we need to get to these numbers in order to see success. Because truth be told, the value doesn't always come from what you see as a number. You know what I'm saying? The value comes in the message that is received and how people's effectiveness comes from that song or that message that was presented in that song. See what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like the greatest value you can achieve from music would be just to know that you couldn't walk to the corner without somebody saying, yo, man, that song you dropped is crazy hot. You know what I'm saying? That's a value in one way, but another value would be, man, that helps me, bro. I appreciate you showing me that, you know, it doesn't take a whole lot to be somebody out here. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to take the avenues that are always promoted, you know, and we hear it all the time as artists. You know, people get said, oh, you know, this is the way out of the ghetto, you know, rapping and being a ball player or sports enthusiast or a sports player somewhere, you know, getting hurt or playing a rigorous sport in order to achieve a number value of success to live comfortably in life. And honestly, I feel like this is something that we all have an opportunity of doing as artists. You know what I'm saying? Just showing that it doesn't take all of that to have a great value overseeing you in life. You know what I'm saying? Like people to see that, man, you mean something to people. You know.
You know, the best thing that you said there is just it doesn't mean anything to anybody because if you're not doing it for you, who the fuck are you doing it for?
Right.
This is like trying to be in the NBA. Everybody wants to sing, everybody wants to rap, everybody wants to do something. Do it because you love it. Don't do it because you want to get famous. Do it because you want to leave a legacy when you die for your family to listen to. You know, you want everybody to understand your life story. Do it because of that. You know what I mean? I think that you put it in the right words, though, when you were talking. Seriously. Everybody just needs to fucking... You got another person. You just got everybody up in this bitch.
I'm trying to make sure I got everybody because I didn't know that I didn't know that Con Artist fell out of here. It's
no, that wasn't Con Artist. That was DJ SKN. DJ SKN fell out. Con Artist is still with us. And who's this new artist we have with us?
This is Boz God, straight out of the UK. Boz God. Yeah. Boz.
I gotta follow you. I gotta follow you. I haven't followed you yet. You rap? You sing?
He's on Band Lab too. He's actually on Band Lab too. I'm earnestly still waiting. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you got school and stuff, so I'm earnestly still waiting on you to drop that feature, to drop that verse for you for that feature I put you on. Because it's still.
Talking about features, I gotta get going in a minute. But I just dropped a song with PM Grands. I did a song with him. What's the name of that song? Out of My Mind. That shit just hit over 1,000 plays, and it ended up on the trending list. That was pretty cool. So shout out to PM Grands, And then, working on a lot of different things lately. If you guys want to do collaboration, you can hit me up. I know I've been missing from the lab a little bit because I just moved from Florida to Connecticut
completely this year from the lab because of their discrepancies. I just don't see myself being able to continue on in Band Lab because of this project. It's just very frustrating to me. Like I feel disarmed.
Peasy. Yo, Peasy. Can I just say one thing, right? That project album, bro.
The project.
That was something special. I
love this stuff too, bro. Like niggas is sleeping on that shit right now. They not feeling. Yo.
But when you sent me the link to pre-save it, man, I was waiting for the album, and when it dropped, I was like, boy, listen, it took me ages to listen to it, but when I finished it, I was like, I need to. That's gonna be on loop now. But that was something special. And that feature that you gave me, I was writing something, and I came up with like a couple bars, like I came up with like Center Alcatraz and own a petit patat. Meant to do life, but I scat away within 2 days. Without a dollar to my name. Now I'm back on the block, make it hot, call me Little Wayne. Prefer my father over Jane. Wish this little wrist cut the fame. End my pain. Cause growing up without a mother is the best way. I'ma run away to the west to pursue my quest and touching breasts. I start a tribe called What Boobs Next.
Yeah. See what I'm talking about? Like, my goodness. Shout out to Whiteout Production, producer on that beat. That's great. That beat is stupid nutty, yo. I can't even imagine because it's still missing one more artist on the back end to kind of bring it all together because that's what's really gonna kill it.
Hey, listen, I've been working because like I do performing arts in my college, and we've been working on so I wrote this script for my project, the Hell series. And I wanted to make a little prequel for the EP, but it's like a film. And I've been working on a soundtrack. I produced 6 songs, and I was like, shit. And when I was writing those bars, I was like, yo, I'm gonna ask Peasy if he wants to do the soundtrack. You know,
I would love to, bro. I mean, it's nothing to me to do the music. It's just all about it. I'm having more of the issue of the recording side of it. That's all.
Yeah, this is. See, with me, it's like I want this soundtrack because I'm
Mhm.
composing it. Like I'm not gonna. Some of the songs I'm not gonna produce, but I want to pick the right song. And I was like, shit, bro, I want to do a song with Peasy, and it would be so fitting to put on the soundtrack as well because you know what I mean. It's also I'm pushing these young actors in
Right.
this movie, and then I'm gonna push artists that I've kind of never collaborated. Of course, you've got some songs with me and HR. You know, me and HR
Yeah.
frequently collab massively. So I definitely, bro, like anytime, bro, we'll
Oh,
link
that's
on
a
a song
fact.
because that's
That's a
us.
fact. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. Definitely ready for that because
Because
it's nothing but the
I,
kind of movement I've been trying to do as of now. Like I really just
mm,
want to get, you know what I mean, back in back in the saddle of
mm,
stuff right now because I've been missing out on so many different options. Shout out to Shark City. I know that nigga sent me like two invites to tracks and shit over the last month or so. I'm really like distorted from how BandLab has been doing things with these new updates. So I've been having that issue of trying to,
no,
get back into stuff like, and it's not like I can't do it, but
no,
it's like, dude, I would literally have to do verses like one takes in order to get them recorded and then have to save what I got no matter whether I wanted to or not to go back to the beginning of the track
yeah,
because other than that there's no option for a blind individual on BandLab to slide the track back
mm,
to the beginning so that you can start over.
mm, yeah. And you know what, freaking with with me, I've
Mm-hmm.
started to more produce. Of course, I still rap. Rapping is definitely my passion. But like, of course, you know, my group Massacre, HR,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to the Massacre. Those are like my brothers. You know, we're working on this EP. I've been producing mostly
Okay.
majority of the songs and rapping on them. But it's like, with me, it's about picking the right moment. With music, you got to pick the right moment to, you know,
Yep.
write something. If I don't, let's say if I don't feel like writing something, I'll be up front with people. Like with that song you sent me, I've been trying to write with it so many fucking times. I have like 20 verses of
Uh,
one verse. Cause it's like when I hear your first, like I'll write a first, I think, yo, all right, this near the level. And then like when I let's say if I record a little bit of it, I listen to it with your vocals and I'm like, fuck,
mm.
how am I meant to compete? You know, it's not about competing, but you know, it's like a
Mental
friendly,
thought.
you know,
It
like with
is.
hip
I
hop, that's
get
one
it,
thing I like.
bro. I get it. I've
Yeah.
had projects like that come about as you speak. Because I
Mm,
mean, truth be told, I can give you a perfect example of one. My man, Intel agent DZ Marquise and DIP were on this track. We titled it Vibe, and I was the last artist, which really was like a tone setter track verse, and I came right off of the heels of the artist that I'm going to be having an interview with tomorrow, Deezy, and it was just like, you know what I'm saying? So like, needless to say, like I pushed through that, but it just I understand the difficulty because those were artists that
mm,
whenever you hear their vocals, you say the same thing that you're saying about my vocals. So it's just like I say the same thing when these
mm,
dudes vocals. So it's like pressure, you know what I'm saying? So you really don't want to you don't want to
yeah.
drop the ball. You feel like you dropped the ball even because of the gravity of what you've been tasked to come follow up with. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So I understand that completely.
I I feel like with hip hop, it's I don't know. I feel like with rap beefs, it's a bit stupid. I feel like hip hop, it
It
should be a friendly
always, it
competition.
really,
Like who's
I think honestly
it
that's
should
something that developed throughout the progression of hip hop itself because
yeah
in a sense, like every artist that came out around the time that, you know, the actual battles came out, I think it was more or less of just you're artist, I'm a rapper too, but you're not better than me. You know what I mean? I'm the best, and I should be headline, and I should be, you know what I mean? So I think that is what interpreted it, and then as you realize that the industry is not run by the people who are creating the music. So they're often influenced too. I can imagine that the dynamic of what hip hop could have been, because there were artists out there like Chuck D who were bringing a more conscious rap to the table. You know what I mean? It wasn't all about the bling and the cars and the girls and fly clothes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? What it became was that after the fact, when people from the rap culture started to develop, you know, revenue from their work, you know what I'm saying? It all began to be a thing, you know, and now like they want to talk about, you know, living the finer life. But what was missed out of that dynamic in that music that they were creating was the fact that they had to tell the story of how this money, you know, how it became, you know what I mean, what it is now. So that process began to certain influences, you know what I'm saying? So the evolution of hip hop and music and how it affected the culture of people that listened to it, it was more of a, they heard what these artists were saying. They watched what they were putting up on these rap videos, and all they seen was that this person did this, he did this, he did this, and somehow along the way he got money. He got paid and ended up an artist making lots more money and doing lots bigger things. So how do we get from the point, you know, gap space that jumps from that to 5? You know what I mean? So it's like, we look at that part of it, and a lot of, you know, normal people like myself, even sometimes, you know, I can recall that myself growing up. I listened to all of these different artists and how they talked about shine and flash and pulling up on this and pulling up in this. And all I kept thinking about it myself is, damn, I want to do that shit too. I watch I read a lowrider magazine and look at all the stylish, you know, tricked out vehicles that people were just doing just to have something to ride around or look pretty. You know, it wasn't because they valued the vehicle like that. No, they tricked that car out because they thought that shit looked nice. You know what I'm saying? It was the look, the appearance, the flair, the glare that they was gonna get. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? I feel like it is. See, with me, with hip hop, like a lot of people want to glamorize a lot of things, right? But this is, and with me, it's like I don't like a lot of albums like that. I mean, I don't mind I like a lot of LL Cool J albums, and a lot of those albums are like glamorized, like Ladies Man, like I'll Make the Money, and then I get all the ladies. I love LL Cool J, one of my favorite rappers. But one of my all-time favorite rappers of all, up there will be Master Ace. Master Ace. Master Ace. And my favorite album, it's from the group he was in, Master Ace Incorporated, Slaughterhouse. That album is it's not even one of it, it's my favorite hip hop album of all time. Like, I feel like I don't know, I feel like when I listen to my debut album, a lot of songs like Broke, for ages I've been trying to blind myself with the fact that I kind of took inspiration from
Right.
Tupac, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. Like, I feel like I tried to blind myself with that fact because I thought, oh shit, if I say that, a lot of people be like, oh yeah, so you listen to Me Against the World. But when I listen to Broke, I think of like Master Ace now, because like how he spits, he can, like, his flow is, it doesn't really matter about the flow to him. It's just the story he tells, and Broke, it's him. And now I will give, listen, if I could see Master Ace today, I'll give him his flowers. Like that guy,
I feel the same way.
he is. I would. Yeah, I feel like he is one of the best lyrical rappers to ever grace the mic, and I'm not gonna take that away from Eminem and Rakim, KRS-One, fucking, Big Daddy
Listen,
Kane. You can't
man,
forget. I
we
can't
would
forget
be
about
here
him.
for another hour if we had to go into that list of artists because he fits right in. You know what I mean, to that list. I mean, as it stands, because I mean, those of us of this particular age and range, like myself, you know what I'm saying. I know I am not the oldest, as old as hip hop's legacy is, but I grew up in that embedded culture when hip hop was developing. The changes that it went through, after artists like Sugar Hill Gang and Curtis Blow and them started to come out of the music scene. You know what I'm saying?
See, see with me, right? And like you said about like you saw it like that. I say this to everyone. Like everyone says to me, "Who do you think the best rapper is?" And then they'll name someone nowadays, and I'll name someone from the old school. Now this is the fact that I tell everyone. If you're gonna sit there and tell me who the greatest rappers are, we've got to break it down by eras.
And I agree with that because I mean, honestly, there were great artists for their era and time when they dropped, because nobody has a style that defines hip hop as far as because I mean, at the end of the day, let's look at it like this: as artists out here that understand music, you know what I'm saying, as people out here that understand music, even listening to it, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. When we talk about hip hop, yes, needs to be broken down into eras, because from the beginning of hip hop's inception into the society world that we know it now, we know that hip hop soared, you know what I mean, in a way that was unlike any other genre that stepped out in the music. So the dynamics of just that part of it, when you come to the fact that the Sugar Hill Gang, when they first dropped, had a song that literally caught people's attention, especially because it was in that time frame, and it ran right alongside of Good Times. We all love good times, and the movement of that song itself was just celebratory. So the fact that the hip hop, hip it to the hip hop, and you don't stop the rocket to the bang bang, boogies it up, jump the boogie that the boogie that the boogie the beat. You know what I'm saying? Well, when you get to that part of it, it's like you gotta understand that was the words to that melody just brought to a whole nother aspect, because the party was there. Everybody was having a good time, and he was just in that mood. That's how it felt.
See, with me, right? This is what I say to people. Like, I would say 80s greatest rappers, and people can agree with me, but my top 5 favorite rappers that came out in the 80s. Number 1 will be LL Cool J. And I know that's a bit controversial for many people, but I definitely looked up to LL Cool J with a lot of his raps.
He was one of the youngest.
Cool J.
He was one of the youngest ones out of that group, though. You look at it, because he started at 16, 17 rapping. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, he dropped his first single the same age that I dropped my debut album, which is weird because I kind of understand how he feels. Well, I didn't get the recognition. I don't really care about the recognition. I just want to make good music. But with him, I can kind of see where he must have been at his life. He must have thought, fuck, I'm only this age and I'll get the recognition. Like his first song was I Need a Beat. And that song was, it was so good that it made a remix on radio. And that's one of my favorite fucking albums of all time. You know what I mean? But the second one, it's got to be Eric B and Rakim, but mostly Rakim. Third, Slick Rick. I love Slick Rick's storytelling, and he's from homegrown England. Fourth, that's actually difficult. I mean, it's got to be everyone from the NWA, man. It's got to be everyone. I mean, it's late as near
You
the
know what?
90s, but I feel like NWA, they've had, apart from Easy, he didn't write most of it. He didn't write any of his lyrics, but I feel like his voice changed hip hop for so many cases. You know what I mean? Like his
tell it
voice.
like it is,
You know,
because I'm gonna be real with you. There wasn't a lot of motherfuckers that sounded like him out here in the streets until after he came on the scene.
yeah, man, he had a squeaky ass voice. Like, I'm Easy E, like, bro, man had a squeaky voice, and everyone bumped it. He was such a, I mean, I don't know. It's weird to say. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I can't express it, but it's definitely something that I like. Fifth, it's not really saying that it's downgrading. I'm
Right.
just saying top 5 means like the greatest. Like downgrade is like people that I didn't mention. Number 5, the whole entire Public Enemy. Public Enemy is just their first album. The second album, It Takes a Nation. It's I love
it's
that
the
album,
one
man.
thing that
can't
you
lie.
can look at as an indicator for me. Like, I honestly loved it because, like, the artist you just described defined what hip hop is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They defined hip hop for you. So by the time we reached the Pacs, the Tupacs, and the Biggies, and the Nas's, and the ill, the Jiggers, and all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had already a baseline for hip hop and what it was supposed to have been founded on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the one thing you have to understand, and this is the problem that I don't see. I see this as an issue, because when we look at the situation, it's not something that we do. You know what I mean? We don't disregard the fact of our historic, presidents or leaders. You know what I'm saying? We don't disregard their history and their significance to our living standards in our country. So why is it that when we go into the attributes of music, we don't look at that as an indicator? Because where would hip hop be without, those artists that started it?
I forgot. You know what? I forgot.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because that's what I mean. We're
honorable.
talking about some of the illest ones to ever put a mic in a hand. Like,
yeah. I mean, you got Third Base, you got Beastie Boys, you got Audio Crew.
Let's not disclose. Let's not lose focus on the fact that we had Sheila E. too as a female hip hop artist. You know what I mean? Like, and Queen Latifah. You know what I'm saying? So those breakout dynamics were two of, two actual significant situations, because at that point there really were no female artists out there. There was Yo-Yo, there was MC Light, and they all came out, they all hit around the same time.
JJ Fat. There was another one, MC someone. She made rough. I think she made.
Okay, yeah. We're talking Lady of Rage. Oh no, you talking about? You are actually talking about. That's my homie right there. That's the homie. MC Light.
MC Light. She is, I would say, one of the most powerful
female artists. Definitely, yeah. Most definitely for the female time between. I honestly want to say this is because when she presented her hip hop to the music industry, it was a whole nother flavor. And I don't think people really paid much attention, because her approach was, you gonna respect me. You know what I'm saying? Don't take what I say lightly, even though my name MC Light. You know what I mean? Like, this is real talk. And I happened to was vibing, and this is off brand. I was vibing to Moesha, watching Brandy's old television show. And I remember watching it because I was a kid growing up. And then I checked out this one scene in the show, where she was performing, MC Light was performing on stage one of her songs. And this was one of those songs that she had did with one of the artists from the famous R&B group Escape back in that time frame. The track, I remember just listening to the lyrics. It was like, yo, she's telling you how to get to know her intimately, right? And the whole aspects of it, you could hear that in this vibe. She was going off, telling you everything that she wanted you to know about how to move in her direction. And it's just like she was so classy with it. Her style and her elegance and the flow was just effortless. It was like she was just playing with the beat, and she was telling you what it is. Like, don't approach me if you ain't got the notion to be approaching. You know what I mean? Also coasting on the beat type shit. I love the vibe and the finesse of it all.
When it gets to the 90s, you know what? It's between Master Ace or Naughty by Nature.
Okay.
Because I don't know why I love Tretch.
Yo, he's got a vibe though. He's got a vibe.
I know what I mean. I love Tretch, man. This is what I say to people, right? If I was gonna do a diss track on someone, I could just be like Tretch and just slap you. That's it. But no one would want to fuck with Tretch. You know what I mean? Bro, like he has, bro, like you know for a fact if he was in the room, you would know he's in the room, no matter what. But
that
I mean,
dirty jersey.
Master Ace is one of my favorite. I have to put. I hate to say it, but I have to put Master Ace and Naughty by Nature first spot together because they're just. It's hard to just pick that. Pick. You know what I mean? I have so many 90s that I've just got to put them on that section.
Okay.
Like the second. I mean, I know this is a bit controversial, but I think a bit of Tupac. It's not controversial for many, but a lot of people will be like, "Oh, Tupac's overrated." No,
the message that he got people's attention on was reality. You want to hear something crazy? I literally was just listening to an interview that was on YouTube about Trump's conversation Pac's conversation about society and the world today. Sure. And the reason why
when he goes he's
right,
like, money.
When you review that shit, bruh said something in that conversation that I think people really overlook. Because he said there's people that are millionaires and they're getting humanitarian awards, right? How are you a humanitarian when we have homeless people sleeping on the streets and you sleeping good? It's people like,
you know what I mean? We've got all the. He legit said he was legit saying that if you're a billionaire, why are you not giving money to the poor? And you know what I mean? And everyone was like, well, you have all the money in the world. Tupac didn't have all the money in the world.
People didn't understand the contract that Pac was under to begin with. So I think that was one of the main reasons why people misinterpreted why they thought he had stuff, right?
And this is what I said. And this is what I said to people, right? Let's say me and you, we're millionaires, right? We've got platinum selling records. Do you think our money combined would feed a whole nation?
Listen, at least 5 of you could put a portion of that money into the communities, and that would definitely do that.
Yeah. See, but this is what I'm gonna say. I think people like Bill Gates, right? There was a study where it will take him so many years to run out of money. If that's true, give some money to the poor. You know, I think it was like something like it would take something like 100 to something years for him to run out of money.
That's what I'm saying.
That's beyond. That's, you know what I mean? Like, and that's the point that I liked about Tupac. He knew, and do you know what it is? Right, Tupac. If it wasn't for that Biggie East Coast West Coast beef, I feel like if they joined together, they would have done what you just said there. You know, if put 5 people, I feel like that, and that's the image that I want to think of with Tupac and Biggie situation. I would hope that the beef would have stopped, and it would have been, you know what I mean. But the third one has to be, the third one. You know what, Nas, third, Nas.
Okay.
Nas with his how Illmatic, like you can't sit there and tell me that you never bumped Illmatic when you're
Yeah.
walking to somewhere. You know what I mean? Illmatic was such a great. You know, my favorite Nas verse is like from Live in the Barbecue when he's like, when I was 12, I went to heaven. It's not Jesus. Like, bro, Nas was just. Like, I mean, Nas got some notable, and he still make
All the
notable
time.
lyrics to this day. But Nas is just
All the time.
That's what I mean. Fourth, Notorious B.I.G.
Yeah.
You know what? Fifth, and I know people say why not Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z, but there was never a moment in my eyes that I felt like Jay-Z was better than this guy. And
no, not for Nas.
I mean,
because he just lyrically did not present the presentation of an artist that was in a battle sense. Like, I never thought that battle was won by Jay-Z. I'm sorry, I'm probably the only other person outside of that conversation that we could have that's you know what I mean, feeling the same way. So I agree with you, Brody. But before we go any further, I gotta let you know we're over our time here. So it's cool, you know what I'm saying? It happens like that, but you know what I'm saying? I've been running for an extra 10 minutes. So I gotta actually get up for work in the morning and get set up for our interview tomorrow with the young guest Deezy Marquis. So hopefully y'all tap into that interview tomorrow night. That's all night with my bro.
I will.
And man, we're gonna get back into it.
I will. And also, I only wanted to come here just to say, like, about your project, bro. I had to stop the call with the missus because I was like, I was like, I said to her, like, yo, I'll call you back in like a few minutes, but it took ages, but it's calm. Listen, I just wanted to say that project album is still on rotation, you know what I mean? And if, bro, like, it's, you know what, like, with the cover art thing that we were doing, I feel like the cover art that you decided on was 10 times better. Like, the simplest picture could tell the whole story. Like, when I listen to the music and look at the cover art,
story. You see what I'm saying? Like, I literally said that same thing when I had my homegirl take the picture. So I was like, listen, this is gonna be the presentation, the opening number to the album. So I think that represented it perfectly. Everybody's looking at me crazy. It's like, why are you taking a picture in front of the dumpster? You know, you'll get it later.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you know what? I know we're out of time, but I just want to say with the picture, because with it, it's like you could interpret so many things of it. But one thing I want to say is when you kept on talking about the albums, that this is fire. One thing that was on my mind is how you're going to start it.
That's true.
And how you're going to finish it. Like, I don't mind the beginning parts. Like, once you got a good beginning,
all the time.
End. It's not always like that.
Nope.
It's not always like that. But
if you start good, most likely you can end it good too.
You're going to, yeah. And it's like, I don't mind the in-between parts because the in-between parts is more like you're building up to the finish. You get what I mean? And I feel like when I listened to that project, bro, there was never a moment where I thought, right, this is dragging it on. Like it was, you didn't make the tracks overdo their stuff.
And that was my thoughts. That was how I was hoping. That was what I was hoping to achieve. You know, I got a lot of mixed reviews from others. So, I mean, for myself personally, what you just said boosted my confidence level on that whole thing because I had a lot of shaky results come back in the first couple of weeks. But for me, I pulled the trigger.
You know what I think is? Do you know what I think? I know. Now I think what it is, right? People, when you make certain music, people look at the numbers and they're like, oh, well, it's automatically crap. Like, people won't listen to it. You captured a moment in hip hop. and yeah, you know, you might be an underground artist, but you know, in the future when people are digging out all these music, bro, they're gonna be like, shit, you know, I want to listen to the project, because it's more like you capture that moment in hip hop, like Sugar Hill Gang, they captured that moment. Like you said, the good times, like like I captured the moment in 2021 with my album. I don't think it's good, but I captured a moment, and I'll never get that moment back. And that project, bro, I'm thankful that that's in hip hop, and I hope in the future that's going to be that. I don't hope. I know it's going to be in the books.
I agree.
Of hip hop.
100% agree with you, bro. And I mean, like, it's only gonna keep going from here because we still got time. We still got plenty of opportunities to make that type of thing happen. So, you know, that's how I look at it, man. Like, this is all just, you know, preparations for something better, something greater. You know what I'm saying? Because we're still working on ourselves. We're still working on the music and putting that in front of the work that we're doing. So it's gonna pan out. It's all about how we put it out. So hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we keep pushing that, because that's how I'm looking at it. I'm gonna keep pushing it, and eventually, once everything is settled, and you know what I'm saying, I get set up the right way, I'm gonna start investing in seeing my shit hit long standing markers. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, this ain't gonna ever go away, because you know, that's how I'm looking at it, man. Like, and again, appreciate you guys, God, for dropping in with us, man. This is love, bro. Appreciate you, Brody. All right, man. I'll check in with y'all tomorrow. Y'all know what it is. Talk about it Tuesdays, new episode with a dope interview coming up. Peace, love, and happiness. I'll check y'all tomorrow, man. Peace.